Hello, this is Arnold Treeback on January 3rd, 2009. It is 3:32 p.m. in the afternoon. The word has just come out that Israeli ground troops and tanks are going into Gaza, and everyone worries about the result of that operation and the air attacks. I have not recorded anything on my camera for a good while. I just haven't felt inclined to. But this event has motivated me to say something, and it is motivated primarily by listening to CNN and hearing Christian Amanpour and Rebecca Whitfield interviewing Israeli officials. And what struck me was their belief that nothing good could come out of this attack. And of course, this is a sad thing. A lot of innocent people are dying. A lot of people involved in the action are dying, whether they're innocent or not. But what struck me most was what Rebecca Whitfield said. This is, a CNN anchor. And she said, well, violence begets violence. And Christian Amanpour, I don't think I've said her name correctly, said the same kind of thing. You've done this before, what do you hope to accomplish? And I guess there seemed to be a feeling of there must be some other way, and in fact they said that. There must be some other way than doing this, than these massive attacks. Now, I have often criticized Israel, and many Israelis criticize Israel. But here we have a situation where the Hamas terrorists, they're not militants, they're terrorists, have been throwing rockets at Israel for 8 years. So how in the world can you look at this and say there must be some other way when you haven't been saying that to Hamas for 8 years? No one has said to Hamas, stop throwing these rockets. You were given Gaza on a platter. Had you put all this effort into creating a peaceful Gaza, it would be a garden spot. It would be Miami on the Mediterranean. You would have Israeli tourists, American tourists, Greek tourists, Turkish tourists enjoying the wonderful weather and the accommodations you had built. Instead, the Arabs took over Gaza, destroyed greenhouses, destroyed synagogues, destroyed all of the facilities the Jews had left, and turned it into a terror haven. And they then proceeded to throw rockets at Israel for no reason. They own Gaza. They can treat it as a wonderful gift, as a wonderful place. Instead, they've turned it into a hellhole. Now, is the Israeli response proper? Well, I don't know. I do know this, that what the Israelis have done, almost every other country in the world would have done after all of the rockets falling on their own territory. So it's sad that here we have CNN, one of the best networks in the world, approaching this situation with the view that the Israelis must be wrong because they're using violence, when they haven't said anything of significance to the people throwing rockets at the innocent Israelis. And remember, all of the rockets virtually sent by Hamas, virtually all of the rockets, are sent into civilian areas with the hope of killing civilians. Somehow or other, this is an outrage. The good thing is, as I've already put up on my site, that the coverage that we've been getting lately has been so much more fair and more balanced on the side of what the Israelis are doing. And I repeat, like all Israelis, I do not view what the Israelis are doing as always correct. I think in this case, though, the proper approach to what they're doing is to say, we don't know what else you could have done, and we don't know what else any other country in the world would have done had they been under rocket attacks for no good reason for over 8 years. That's just a thought for today, and as I say, the nice thing is that most of the coverage of this situation has been understanding, and I pray for few casualties on the side of the Arabs in Gaza and on the part of the Israelis, whether in the armed forces or in the communities under the rocket attack. That's all for now, and my hope is that things improve rapidly. Good night.